Hey everybody, welcome back to thescylounge here, discussing World Cup action, day number 12! And for groups A and B, we have just wrapped up who's the group winner and who the group losers are. So let's just go over some of these matches today. Saudi Arabia versus Egypt. We thought this was just gonna be a fucking match of losers in that regard. But what ends up happening is just some crazy ass shit. Mo Salah with the goal from outside the box, and Egyptian fans, I'm pretty sure, were going absolutely crazy. I'm pretty sure Liverpool fans too. But other crazy shit is Saudi Arabia conceded a penalty. Egypt, who I'm pretty sure Mo Salah gets on the fucking inside the box to take the penalty, that penalty gets saved. Saudi Arabia saves a fucking penalty. And so going in to the first half, you're thinking, oh man, Mo Salah, Egypt, they're probably going to cruise on. No. Last minute penalty kick in the first half makes it 1-1 to Saudi Arabia and Egypt. Equalized, tied out. What the fuck is going to happen next? And again, this was a fucking match where it didn't really matter the result because the two up top were already miles ahead of these guys where it didn't matter. But the entertainment value could not be stressed enough because in the fucking 90th minute plus extra time, so 5th minute in extra time, fucking final goal from Saudi Arabia to win and fucking send Egypt home in a 3-game loss. 3 games that you lose and you head home with all the hype coming in with Mo Salah, this young Egyptian squad, and it's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate to see Egypt bow out like this. So up top in Group A, who do we got? We got Uruguay versus Russia. And so in this match, we had a bit of a, I don't know what to really call it, a bit of a reality beating? Because Egypt and Saudi Arabia, let's be realistic, the entirety of the squad isn't, predicated on world-class players. World-class player, one person, maybe. But majority of them felt like whipping posts for these high-end teams, the supposed high-end teams, right? So Uruguay versus Russia, Uruguay goes in, Suarez gets a goal from outside the box in the 10th minute, and about 13 minutes later, Cheryshev with the own goal. So this man's been on fire scoring goals, but he shot at the wrong end. So he gets an own goal in there from outside the box too. But this is where shit gets crazy because immediately after that goal was conceded, 5 minutes later, fucking a yellow card for one of the Russian players. Right? Yellow card for one of the Russian players. I'm pretty sure reckless challenge going in there. And 8 minutes later, another yellow card. Now you're on a red. Now you can't fucking play until more than likely a fucking match or two in. And this is the thing. I wasn't up. I wasn't reading the statistic. But here's the thing. If eventually, if it comes down to it, that is a midfielder in Russia, that might be a problem. Because I saw a lot of Russian counterattack and offense being generated by that midfield. So for Russia, this might be bad news bears. And the wound, I felt like the fucking Uruguayans just fucking jabbed that fucking wound as much as possible because in the 90th minute, Edison Cavani, the man who misses sitters, the man who misses 2-yard fucking goals, gets a goal in there, makes the match 3-0. So heading into the round of 16, Uruguay up top with 9 points with a +5 goal differential. Russia, because of that crazy-ass Saudi Arabian beating, goes in second place at 6 points, +4 goal differential. Now, Group B was where things really got fucking crazy. And mind you, folks, we have not had a 0-0 draw in this World Cup. At all. At all. This isn't normal. Okay? For non-soccer fans out there, for non-football fans out there, I know 0-0 draws are one of the biggest turnoffs for watching football, but this World Cup, specifically this World Cup, has not had a 0-0 draw. So this has been the most fucking insane World Cup. But let's talk about this other crazy ass group, and the crazy starts from Spain versus Morocco, man, because fucking Morocco opens the scoring because bad defense on Sergio Ramos. And now, say what you will about Sergio Ramos, he is a world-class player. He is an absolutely world-class defender. Him, you got Gerard Piqué. All these pieces in Spain who should be culpable and who should be responsible for great defense in this stacked Spanish team. But Morocco gets a fucking goal in there on a bad defense. Boutaïb gets the fucking goal. Morocco goes up. But less than 5 minutes later, the magic man himself in Spain, and I think this man is going to be the true difference maker for Spain, Isco. Isco gets the goal past the defenders, and you have to start thinking, Spain, you don't have Xavi anymore. You don't have that primetime Iniesta anymore. You don't got Puyol. What are you going to do? You don't really have a lot of great pieces, in my opinion. You don't have that magic piece that's driven you so far in previous tournaments. But I think Isco might be that piece. Isco, and I think Marco Asensio, he didn't really play. He subbed on in the last few minutes of the second half, but I think Asensio and Isco are going to be those pivotal pieces for Spain going forward. But at least Spain gets the equalizer before the first half ends. Now we go into the second half, and the battle's pretty fair because Morocco was frustrating Spain. Spain had these great chances. Every time, and I swear to you, every time I would look on the screen, I would see Spain hitting the post at least 2 or 3 times. So unlucky post hits. But what happens between that unluckiness? Morocco capitalizes. Morocco fucking capitalizes. Header from a fucking set piece corner, heads that ball in, and Morocco just goes up. It's pandemonium, 2-1, and again, it's so crazy because these 2 matches for Group B had a lot of VAR calls. So a lot of VAR calls for penalties, for foul troubles and all that shit. And this is the one thing I will say. I've been a huge proponent of VAR, and I will get into specific VAR situations for the goals here, but again, I think VARs in general is a good thing. Now, the one thing I will complain right now is the fact that for one of the matches in the Portugal-Iran match, the referee did spend a little too much time, in my opinion, making a decision. And this isn't really completely on the blame and the fault of the referee. It really also has to do with the players. The players have to understand when the referee is trying to make a decision, when they are trying to make an objective decision, and all these fucking people calling in their ear simultaneously from 15 fucking different spots, they cannot get their shit done. So this VAR process has to be much more simplified and much more organized so it could be quick, bam, bam, bam. Otherwise, it is a fucking waste of time to do it. But VAR is good. I think VAR is a great thing to have for football, to make decisions right, to make the right calls. Because yes, fouls can't be missed. And yes, referees will miss that shit in the fucking heat of the game. It happens. So, Morocco gets the fucking header, 2-1. But in the 92nd minute, Aspas, 92nd minute goal, he did a back flick. He did a backheel flick inside the fucking box. And this also came down to a VAR decision of whether it was an offsides or not. And when you rewatch the tape, it's clearly onside. That back flick was a fucking beauty. And so Spain ties and equalizes in extra time to get the match drawn 2-2. And so we head into and now simultaneously we're watching the Portugal-Iran match and thinking Portugal has to do something. And Portugal, they opened like they were going to do something. Portugal gets the fucking opening goal in the 45th minute by Ricardo Quaresma. And Ricardo Quaresma, we have to remember this too, boys and girls. Ricardo Quaresma has had a pretty up and down career in terms of domestic football. And he hasn't really reached the pinnacle of what his potential was, right? From what everyone was saying from years ago. But now, between the 2016 Euros and the World Cup, he finally gets his first World Cup goal in there. He has been a pivotal piece to Portugal, and I think going forward, Portugal is going to definitely need him when they go against the next opponent in the round of 16. And so Quaresma gets a fucking beauty of a curler from outside the box, and perhaps one of the best goals in the World Cup so far. And because they go into this match 1-1 into the second half, Portugal should have had confidence. And now a VAR decision, because of a tackle on Cristiano Ronaldo, allows Portugal to get a penalty kick thanks to a VAR decision. But what happens? Ronaldo missed. Ronaldo actually didn't miss inside the box. He hit, but the Iranian goalkeeper, much credit to this guy, because this dude has been on fire, on fucking fire for this entire tournament. And yes, Spain is a bit of a daunting task to handle. It's like Morocco can be that, they can be that kind of opponent too. But I think Iran has to really we have to just give respect to Iran because of the shit they were able to do this fucking match. And so Cristiano Ronaldo misses the penalty kick. I'm pretty sure Twitter is going fucking insane. And don't get me wrong, I'm berating this guy even though I just bought his fucking kit. And in the 91st minute, this is where my frustration came in because the referee took fucking forever deciding whether this was a penalty or not. Referring back to VAR, yada, yada, yada. And so when the VAR decision came down, the penalty was allowed for Portugal or for Iran, and Iran nets it in 1-1. The match ends 1-1. And so what happens in the group? Spain ends up on top of the group with a 5.1+ goal differential, and Portugal at second, 5 points plus 1 goal differential. Iran 4.0 goal differential, and Morocco with a -2 goal differential. So boys and girls, what does this mean? This means that Uruguay will be facing Portugal and Spain will be facing Russia in the round of 16. Let's talk about those. Let's preview those matches real quick while I still have your undivided, well, not whatever fucking attention I have from you guys. So Uruguay versus Portugal. I think this is going to come down to how well Cristiano Ronaldo is going to really command his team into this. Because I think Uruguay's options are obviously Edison Cavani and Luis Suarez. And now if the Portuguese defense can suppress these two down and make them frustrated for the entirety of that round of 16 match, I think Portugal has a wonderful chance of going through. And if Ricardo Quaresma, Bernardo Silva, Andre Silva, and Cristiano Ronaldo all do their due diligence of doing whatever the fuck they need to do in terms of scoring goals and providing chances and opportunities, I think Portugal has a much easier task of going through than anything else. So I think Portugal will be tested. They will be tested. And this is going to be the biggest test of CR7 if he can truly carry a team through the round of 16, through the quarterfinals, and extra whatever bullshit. And so Spain versus Russia, obviously Russia has that home field advantage right now. They have, this tournament has been proven that Russia can't score goals. Now, the thing also is when they concede early, Russia can also get pressured. Russia can also get a little flustered and they don't play proper. So if Spain can take advantage of that, Spain can easily get through. But the problem also with Spain is they can get lackadaisical. I think we've seen, despite how many world-class players are in the Spanish squad, they have faltered so fucking much. They have taken steps back in matches where you think you shouldn't and you can't. So David De Gea, Gerard Piqué, Sergio Ramos, those three pivotal pieces have to all be in sync. Otherwise, this is going to be a fucking mess on Spain. And you can see a Russian team really taking advantage of that. So round of 16 is going to be fantastic, boys and girls. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, subscribe, all that shit. And until next time, fuck off.